Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick, and this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors. And if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like. But my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
When I stepped out into the bright sunlight from the darkness of the movie house,
seize upon the moment long ago. One breath away and there you will be, so young and carefree. Again you will see that place in time, so go.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Jaret, and boy, that song, I didn't remember that even being a part of the motion picture.
No. There's two versions of this movie. I downloaded one for free, but it was all messed up. And the free version, it starts out with Ponyboy getting beat up after leaving the theater.
Are you being serious?
Yes. It didn't have this song in it at all.
Never saw that, ever. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And then I had to rent it off of Amazon. When I rented off of Amazon, all that scene was completely cut out. And it started with him just started talking, and then the song pops in. I'm like, what the hell?
Good Lord, that is nuts. Well,
Hi, I'm Rich.
Well, yeah, anyway, my name is Jaret. This is a podcast called Jaret Goes to the Movies, and that is Rich over there.
Hi.
He's always here. It's just amazing. Actually, if you weren't here, this would not be happening. We tried to start another podcast, and Rich was just like, hey, we need to do one where like you don't have to be there all the time. And they're like, who the fuck is listening to that podcast? Let's be honest. Like, you had Brunch Club for a while,
right?
And now you don't have that. Like, you have 0 listeners. You have Wendy Croft, for sure. She is your biggest fan, by the way.
Probably.
Like, she thinks you are, I swear to God, I can't.
But I'm still like a 2 compared to a 10 for you.
I can't have a conversation with Wendy with her not at least mentioning you.
Well, that's awesome.
Which is awesome. So Rich doesn't think he has
Ashley
any fans.
Cohey is, I think, a fan of me.
Oh, yeah. Ashley C likes you, too. She agrees with you a lot, actually.
I feel like if Ashley C's husband met a tragic demise, I might have a shot.
You think so?
I think.
You guys would probably actually couple up pretty well.
I think there's a connection there.
Yeah, I think I could see that. Yeah. I see this right.
Does her husband listen to this podcast?
I don't know. Like, let's not wish death on.
I said tragic
on her husband.
I said
please.
tragic.
Yeah, everyone would be sad for a little bit.
Roadhouse.
I'll be glad when I don't think that's funny. Like
it's the best thing ever.
It is literally the best thing ever, and I'll just never not think it's funny. Anyway, and with us most of the time and tonight is my lovely wife Casey.
Hello.
How are you today, baby?
Feeling good.
We had an amazing day of just household activities. And I think it all started because we got up and, I started going back to the gym this week. So any of you that have noticed that I've become a fatty, I'm going to try to combat that.
What?
Yeah. And so
I made a friend named Jim this week. So
I got up at stop it. I got up at 6:15 this morning and I went to the gym and I did the exercising and stuff and I came home and so what? Anyway, let's fast forward. We started doing laundry and some other things around and we were doing this and this and this and our oldest son.
Oh God.
He got in some trouble. He dipped a.
Dad, you're embarrassing me.
He threw a poop covered dog toy.
Ooh.
Into the neighbor's pool.
That was hand
neighbor,
dipped, by the way.
I was going to ask the neighbor that hates you, but they all hate you.
No, this neighbor doesn't. I don't think hates us. No, not all the neighbors hate us. Just one. But they hate everybody. The neighbor that hates us hates everybody. So.
No, we have to have at least a couple. But yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Anyway,
the shit shark went flying.
Shit shark went flying, and he says Casey sends his friends home. I start giving him chores.
Yeah, it landed in our pool. She has to reshock the whole thing.
Was it the backyard neighbor?
She's pissed, and having to reshock the pool, and she's planning a party, and there's stuff going on. So we start giving him chores, and as we're giving him chores, we're doing chores, and literally we whipped this place into fucking shape today.
Why didn't you make him do chores for her?
Well, what good does that do me? Like, I'm punishing my child. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
agreed.
Dude, I got my backyard cleaned up. His room looks fucking amazing. Like, you should go in there. Anyway, we had a good rainy day today. It's really, really rainy in Texas. If you're listening,
71 degrees on my way home.
Yeah, I liked it.
August was amazing. I have a correction from last week's podcast.
All right, go ahead.
I said Amy Adams instead of Ava Adams. And I just don't want anyone thinking that I like Amy Adams' boobs, because that's disgusting.
I was wondering, I don't know. Have we seen Amy Adams' boobs?
You sort of enough, like through see-through shirts kind of thing.
You know who else's boobs I really like?
Wait,
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway has. Yeah, I like them.
No.
Have you just seen those things?
I like them.
Yeah, I have, and I don't like them.
I like when they have like a little droop drop.
I was hugely on her bandwagon as she was the hottest girl on film until I saw her naked, and then I was just like, I'm out.
Rich is hating on shit.
I don't like to see famous people naked.
I don't like it.
I love to see famous people naked.
No, I don't.
I feel like I'm Googling that the whole time we're doing, like every podcast.
I know.
I feel like it ruins the illusion because they're usually just normal people.
We should totally get Mr. Skin as a sponsor for sure. Because
if Anne Hathaway is just normal people, then I am fucked.
Yeah.
My life, I'm going nowhere good in life,
Anne
and
Hathaway
I fucking quit.
She just likes to take her clothes off.
She just looks like a normal girl.
Well, this week we're talking about The Outsiders. I do like to check in with everybody on what's going on in their lives, and by everybody I mean Rich. Rich has had a bit of a crazy roller coaster of a few years, and you've been on hiatus from the dating scene, and I still feel like you are still.
Yeah,
and I mean,
I've been spending the last month and a half every weekend with Zoe.
With his daughter, Zoe, who was on last week's podcast.
Yep. So I really haven't had time to do anything.
Zoe is a up-and-coming musician. She's 17 years old. She's lovely, and she plays a ukulele and writes amazing songs. What was the movie last week?
51st Dates.
If you want to listen to 51st Dates, she plays a song on there. She does really well.
Yeah, she's an awesome hair model as well.
And she's a great hair model for my wife.
Oh, that's right.
So everybody in this room is using her but me. Actually, you're not really using her. That
far.
was fucked up, actually. Like, you're just her dad trying to help her out. Yeah, she's using you. She's just like, wait, are we getting a new computer today or not? Wait, I'm confused. Is the new computer coming as we leave the house or before we get to the house before we get anyway? But you're a good dad. And I think that's awesome that you're supporting her and that you guys have found something awesome in common.
Yeah, I could have gone either way, but I decided to go ahead and support.
Because the thing is like this. So my daughter is into competitive dance, and there's no way I could help her with that. I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't dance.
Yeah, every time he tries to teach her, she just gets so intimidated by his moves. She's like, feels like she needs to
That does
quit.
happen. That does. And
she's like, I give up.
It freaking happens. Oh, yeah.
I wish we had video right now. Damn it.
Are we really ever like going the video direction?
Yeah, we are eventually going to go video.
Can I just be like Sia and just stay in the back with a giant wig?
Well, let me just say this. Part of the development of this podcast is us trying to just get it all figured out, get into a routine, get people sharing the podcast, listening to the podcast, liking the podcast, reviewing the podcast. So if you're listening to this right now, please, however you're listening to this, go rate us, review us. Good or bad. I mean, preferably good because I have super low self-esteem. I mean, I've gained a lot of weight. So, like, just throw me a bone here.
Because I'm supportive, I did the same thing.
Yeah, hey, we're a fucking couple, you know. I mean, but
we do everything together.
But the thing is, we also have a Patreon site, Patreon. You can go to patreon.com, click and just search for Jaret Goes to the Movies, or just go to jaretgoestothemovies.com. And click on support us. And
we posted a free preview of what some of the stuff that you get from last week's podcast.
And it's literally $1 a month to you, but to us, it's kind of a big deal. So if you're digging what we're doing, then why not support us and just be a great person? And you know what? If you want to just keep listening for free, then do us a favor. Share it. Tell somebody about it. Let them know that they can come here and hear Rich and I argue about girls' tits literally every week.
While I Google the images.
While my wife Googles the images. All right, so some of our Patreon supporters are our producers, and they would be David Murray, Ashley C., Sheila Ray Wonder, who just got engaged. Have we congratulated her yet, or did I do that last week?
Last week.
Congratulations again, Sheila Ray Wonder. Wendy Croft, who likes Rich better than me. Diane Small, who I wrote a song about on the new Bowling for Soup record and is getting rave reviews. David Dooley, who you will hear from later in this podcast. Big Chris Whitehead, who is awesome as always. And, of course,
Lucy Murray wants to be better at guitar and the ability to cook and a new computer.
also Chris Holt and Rodden James.
Rodden James.
So thank you guys so much for your support. We're talking about The Outsiders this week. God damn, this one's going to be a hard one to jump into, and I'm going to tell you why. This movie has it. There's so many amazing actors, famous people in it that it's hard to just start. It's a fantastic book. If you've never read the book, I'm definitely not one of those people that I'm not a books better guy. So I'm not really going to tell you that the book is better, but the book is cool. And it's a good read. We are talking about The Outsiders, 1983. The rivalry between two gangs, which is interesting. It's really just, it's not two gangs at all.
No.
It's just two social groups. The poor greasers and the rich socias only heats up when one gang member kills a member of the other. Also not true. The Rumble had already been
established.
It was everything was already
been booked.
We had already booked it.
No, and they literally book it.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna meet here. And the rules are we don't touch each other until the Rumble.
That is real. My dad,
I agree.
My dad used to do that, and it's crazy. My dad. Those of you who
did they have the rules?
They did have the rules. I mean, you could do a thing where you would do like chains. You could do, but yes, I mean, because. Here's the thing.
Did they do this in Wichita Falls?
No. My dad's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And who signs up for the chains fight? I feel like I'd be out of town.
No, but the thing was you could do They would do bats and chains, but it'd be like no knives because it's like
knives could kill somebody.
Well, yeah.
I feel like I could bash somebody's fucking head in faster with a baseball bat than I could probably stab somebody to kill.
None of these people are thinking clearly, so
none of these people are thinking kill though. That's the thing. It's a fight, and I'm not. In no way am I acting like I understand it. I don't. I will be honest.
Tell me how it was back then.
I really did think when I was a kid that, and probably not this movie, more probably the Warriors or whatever, that just gang movies back then where gangs just dressed up and.
Which movie was better, Warriors or The Outsiders?
The Outsiders was better,
okay.
But Warriors is fucking great. But anyway, I just knew I was going to be in a Rumble someday. I fucking knew it.
Did you ever rumble?
No, I never rumbled.
Did you ever get in a fight?
Yeah, I've been in a couple of fights.
You told me you never punched anybody in the face.
I have punched people in the face, but it not since I was an adult. As a kid, I did. I punched Brian Daniels in the face in the third grade, and I felt so bad. I gave him my lunch money. I was like, dude, I feel terrible about this. I fucked up his lip, and I saw him at the boys club later. I felt really bad. I gave him money. I did. I was like, let's not
pay for his medical bills.
No, maybe basically just not to mention it to his mom.
I was
in a scheduled Rumble.
What?
I think I even told this story, but then I told the teacher, and then she called the Rumble off.
Oh, well, that's what they do.
I did have an incident of someone tell Casey to meet me after school.
Oh, yeah.
I had that too.
I'm going to beat you up after school. It was a whole thing. And we'd meet by the bike rack and then.
Oh, no. We got in a fist fight in front of the library and I got to miss half the tax test.
Yeah, so here was the thing in school that and you don't do this anymore because now they just arrest you.
Oh, yeah. They can give you
back in the day,
charges.
Somebody wants to fucking beat your ass.
Right.
You just punch them in the hallway. And everything's cool because fuck it. You're everybody's in trouble. They break it up really fast.
Right.
I mean, how hurt can you get in 35 seconds?
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely part of the assault charges generation. But my principal, my principal was cool because I was super honest, and my mom was
oh my god,
super excited because I got 3 days of suspension, but it fell on a weekend, and she was like, oh, "We could take a trip. We have so much time. What do you want to do with all this free time?"
What do you mean it fell on a weekend?
It was 3 days.
It connected to a weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got a 5-day weekend.
So I got 5 days off school. And I got my driving permit.
This movie was directed by Francis Ford Coppola before he was Francis Ford Coppola. He was just Francis Coppola at the time. I enjoy his wine from time to time, actually. He has a nice wine that you can buy at Target. That
makes sense.
Yeah, it's delicious. The writer of the screenplay was Kathleen Rowell.
Was this Coppola's first film? Like, was he in film school? Like,
I can tell. Here it comes.
No.
Oh, he's gonna hate it. Rich the hater's gonna come. Are you about to start?
It was
bagging
83. Movies didn't get good till 85.
I would have enjoyed this film much better if they had AKs and one or two more females.
Yeah. All right. So, writer of the screenplay, Kathleen Rowell, and it's an S.E. Hinton novel. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Right.
Great.
Have you read the novel?
Great. I have. Yeah. It's a great fucking book. It really is.
Is it better than the movie? Why do you laugh? That's usually of course it is better than the movie. All novels are better than the movie.
Have you not been listening to me the whole time I've been talking?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not like was that in the pre-show thing that I did?
Maybe. Oh, I wasn't listening.
I feel like I did enjoy the book better than the movie growing up.
Okay.
But I think that's just because
I've never been a book is better than the movie guy.
Only because you imagine what everyone's going to look like, then you see them and you feel like
I haven't either, by the way.
You have to tell it.
I'm not either, but sometimes
you have to tell a story in an hour and a half. And obviously, like, you can skip through 20 pages of describing a scene
by just visuals.
But it's just a lot. So obviously, the movie opens up with C. Thomas Howell, who what's your favorite C. Thomas Howell movie ever?
Oh, Jesus.
Soul Man, which was a movie where a
Tank.
guy...
No, Tank.
Oh, Tank was good. Yeah.
With Robert Redford, right?
That's right.
And they had their own tank.
Yeah, it was crazy. He had a big few years. I mean, he did...
No, he was huge.
He did E.T., The Outsiders, Tank, Grandview USA, I don't know what that is, but Red Dawn, Secret Admirer.
Oh, Secret Admirer had Lori Loughlin in it.
The Hitcher, Soul Man, and all of that within like 5 years.
You were just talking about Lori Loughlin from Fuller House.
I know.
She was in that movie.
I love her so much. I just think she's
amazing.
So pretty.
She's the prettiest.
C. Thomas Howell. We've got Ralph Macchio, who we love as the Karate Kid.
Sure.
You know?
No, I mean, I think he has an iconic role in the Karate Kid. I don't really love him as an actor.
Oh my God, here's the thing.
I love the Karate Kid.
Karate Kid's fucking great.
Awesome.
Do you like Crossroads?
Yeah.
You like that too?
Which one?
Yeah, but that's
all we have to discuss. I don't even know if
I like him both, despite him as a whiny, annoying teenager.
Oh, see, I don't really think that's it. So in this movie, I felt like the Johnny character, he plays two separate roles. So he plays this timid, weird kid and I just feel like he didn't know how to play it. Like, to be scared, hands in the pockets.
None of these kids knew how to play it.
No, there's bad acting, and that's okay. I'm going to give you that, but again, I'm saying it's 1983. All of these kids would go on to be big stars.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Obviously, it was cast very well. But stay with me for just a second. But I feel like the day they wake up in that church the first time, Johnny becomes a different character. He comes in, he's already been to the store, he's taken all this initiative. It's like... all it took was for him to kill a guy, and he's out of his shell. You know what I mean? Like,
it changes a man.
I feel like he's probably also pretty used to taking care of himself.
Well, 100%, and great point, because his parents have. But he's just so timid.
Yeah, there's like the whiny, like around. I mean, not whiny. I mean, I get like there's like clearly some horrible issues going on in his house. I'm like, what a whiny little baby. But like, there's like the things you do with your friends, but then there's probably his day-to-day life at home, and he probably does have to kind of just,
I feel like we need to be super honest about the movie and then build from there. Okay? Because, I mean, sure, we can talk about scenes and good stuff, but I can't be fake about this movie being like a good movie.
Oh, wow.
The score is horrible. The musical score is one of the worst musical scores I've ever heard. It's a disaster. And it's so in your face.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's an artistic thing. I think he's trying to.
I don't disagree, but I think it failed.
I don't agree with that, which is okay. But I do think that, and earlier I compared it to how sometimes comic book movies are shot a certain way so that they look like comic books. And this, I feel like there were definitely scenes where it was shot to seem like it was a book. It was a story. There were these things and it was shot this certain way. I also felt like it was supposed to be shot to appear older than it was. There's a lot of scenes that just seem real old westerny, but with just fucking crazy colors. Like all of those first scenes where they're running in the dark and stuff, I've never seen anything like that. And I never noticed it until today. I was just like, Jesus Christ. That's why this guy obviously went on to do so many great fucking things, because that is cool as shit.
I guess I don't know. I actually had to go look and see all the movies that were made during this year, because I was like, okay, it's got to be when it was made. Holy crap, it was 83. And then I went and saw all the 83 movies, and I had the same problem with The Christmas Story, where I was like, oh, this is just some old movie. I can't grade it on the curve.
That was supposed to seem older. That was the whole point.
But this one was
that's what he's saying too.
Yeah.
But when I see all of the other movies that were made that year, it's like, okay, we've established a certain level of filmmaking. I just thought this was just not. It felt film schooly to me. It really felt like this was a film school art piece.
Gosh, man, I definitely disagree with that. I mean, if you guys...
But okay, give me
wait, hold on. But everybody go on our Facebook page and let us know what you think about that. Like, just here. How it's shot. Does it translate from 1983 as being a storybook thing from the past? Or is it just a guy who's, you're saying, maybe out of his element and doesn't know what the fuck to do?
Well, was he trying to film it like Public Enemy #1? You know what I mean? Like, was he trying to make it look like it was actually made during the 50s? I mean,
I felt like it was sometimes.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, then he succeeded,
and especially in times of like where they talked poetry, storybooks, those things. And then I thought that there were other scenes where it was very just simple.
Do you like Gone with the Wind? Do you like those kind of...
I don't.
Okay, that's what... I don't either. And this movie made me feel like those movies feel, which are old stage play,
right?
Film school acted... It just didn't connect with me
I feel like
all.
That's what he was trying to go for, maybe. And just to put this out there, and maybe it did fail for you in your eyes today, but like I think he was doing something different for the time, and especially think about it. Back then, you're shooting on film. I mean, you don't have a lot of options. You don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of money. You just go.
Right.
And but anyway, I think he's.
And if it was just one of those things that I feel like it failed, like if the filming of it was that old style that I don't really like, but the acting in the film and the score was excellent, then okay. But the acting I thought was not good. Even though they all become great actors one day, I can't judge this film on the fact that they did great stuff later.
Right.
The acting was terrible. The dialogue was terrible. The score was terrible. I thought the directing was terrible. And okay, he did it like that on purpose to make it look like it was an older, but it's still, it was just everything.
Cool. So,
and I feel like it could have been a good story. I feel like the story itself, I could see the book story through it and go, I understand why everyone loved the book and then therefore loved the movie. And if you watched it maybe back in that time, you loved it. But this was my first watching. We haven't said that. This is my first watching. So there was just so many things that it just kept me from liking it.
So, I mean, those are all interesting points. I mean, I think a lot of that is the reason why I did like it. I mean, it's interesting, too, to watch it with my 10-year-old son who watched it without a problem. It didn't feel old to him. But, I always love stories of, like, the 50s greasers and the Socs. And, like, I always like that whole, like, wrong side of the track thing. And I like it being told from the perspective of the underdog, because I feel like so many times it might be being told by the underdog, but like they're just being shit on literally the whole movie. But here we get a sense of like how much these kids actually love each other and like all this camaraderie or whatever. And I definitely think that there is some bad acting in the movie. I'm not gonna generalize it and say that it's all acted back, because I do think that there's a lot of really great shit in it too.
C. Thomas Howell, I think, is the best performance in the film.
I think Matt Dillon kills it. I actually think that Emilio Estevez is fucking flawless in this movie. In the character that he plays,
I agree with that.
He is flawless.
No,
he
I
does
agree
not
with that.
He delivers.
He's doing himself.
He delivers one bad line, and that is what is it? You shut your mouth, kid, which we'll get to in literally just a couple of clips. So,
no, but I agree with Emilio. Yes.
Yeah, he's flawless.
And he's doing himself.
Tom Cruise all the time.
He's doing himself, and himself is greatness.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the movie a little bit. So the first scene, we we see Johnny and Ponyboy running up to Dallas, and they meet him on the corner. Hey, you're early. Let's go do something. What are we gonna do? Well, nothing legal or whatever, but. This scene always stuck with me, where they just see the little kids just out there playing cards in the dirt or whatever, and he's just like, "Hey, what are you guys doing out here on my lawn?" Because fucking kids used to do that shit to me all the time. That's some Wichita Falls shit. It's like, why are you here? Just like, I don't know, because apparently we're not supposed to be. Give me the cards. You ever play 52 card pickup, and they're all three like. Yeah, like son of a bitch.
Did that seem ad-libbed?
No, I don't know. But what I love, what maybe might have been ad-libbed.
Because I would have thought if they had written
line
the
where
script.
he goes, I don't like little kids. I don't like them. Like, I fucking say that shit all the time, but not about kids. I'll say I don't like this place. I don't like them.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. My son used to say that shit all the time, but he didn't get it from Matt Dillon. But I like
little do you know.
I like the intro of Matt Dillon, and I love him sneaking into the drive-through movie, and and we start to get into some trouble.
How can I find out if this is your real red hair? If this is the same red hair that you have on these eyebrows too.
So my first wife is a redhead. Redheads are like unicorns that eventually take all your money and pretend to give it to your kid.
Yeah, did the curtains match the carpet?
Well, when she had carpet, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I always think it's neat when it's off color down there. Like any sort of time where it's just like off color. Let's discuss Diane Lane.
Oh my God, dude.
Holy sweet Jesus.
We've talked about her before you knew who she was.
No, I knew who it was. I just didn't know she was as young as she is, because I get her mixed up with somebody else. So we see Leif Garrett. So Leif Garrett was a huge pop star when we were kids, and went on to absolutely do nothing.
Yeah, I saw him in the credits, and I was like, oh, kick ass. I love Leif Garrett.
Well, this was a big deal, because he was huge. He was huge. If you can think Justin Bieber of the time, that was Leif Garrett.
Exactly.
It was fucking crazy.
But his acting is atrocious.
Oh, his acting is terrible. Yeah, the drunk acting or whatever. But it's obvious they don't really even give him any fucking lines.
Yeah.
It's silly. Okay, so we get introduced to Two-Bit, who God, it's always wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Dave Lake wrote a song back when all the Charlie Sheen stuff was going around called "Where Did You Go, Emilio?" And we had a line in there. Your name was Two-Bit in The Outsiders. You carried an awesome knife and wore a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. That was like a whole line of the movie, or in the song. And I still have that demo, man. I should put that out at some point.
That sounds cool.
It was a really good song.
Well, they really hammered it home by, oh my God, Mickey's on TV. You like Mickey because you wear the shirt.
I know.
And he's on TV, so you need to sit down and watch it now because you love Mickey.
Completely engulfed in it. And then, but you know what's crazy is when you're watching these movies and you just catch a glimpse of somebody and you're like, who the fuck is that? And so Cherry's friend is an actress named Michelle Merrick.
Okay.
She was the main girlfriend of the nerdy guy in Real Genius, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. But we've actually discussed her on Revenge of the Nerds.
I totally remember.
She's the one that was the Omega Moose. She got them. My sorority sisters, they're really outgoing people, spontaneous people.
Oh, okay.
So I gotta be free. Anyway, so that's her. Anyway, this is what blew me away. she was one of the 4 girls in Valley Girl, which
is on the schedule in the coming weeks.
Oh my God! So we'll be talking about her again very, very soon.
And Deborah Foreman will not answer my tweets.
Yeah, Deborah Foreman's totally blowing me off.
Yeah.
And which sucks because she sent me an autographed picture. And she says, "You're the 1985 guy." And I think it even says like
she was just on a radio, or she just booked a radio show for August 14th, and I go, "Oh, then you're free on the 15th."
Right.
And then nothing.
You think the Socs have it made? The rich kids, the South Side Socs. Well, I'll tell you something, Pony Boy, and it might come as a surprise, but things are rough all over.
I like how this girl who drives a Corvette is equating her rough, quote-unquote, life with boys that are so poor, they have to put grease in the hair because they can't afford product.
Well, it's not only that; it's
orthodontists for that matter.
Well, yeah, they can't. You don't shower every day.
But isn't that shitty of her? It's like, oh, you don't. We have it rough too.
Benefit of the doubt guy.
No, I think what she's saying is, hey, we're all kids. We all hate our parents. Well, obviously, Ponyboy doesn't hate his. They're dead. But she's saying that, we've all got, the cops are coming down on all of us. It's the 50s. Like, this sucks. Everybody sucks.
So you're really trying to sell me on this?
No, honestly, I think that she could just be saying that it doesn't matter what your social class is. There can be plenty of problems in your families and your lives and things like that. I mean, I know some...
Says the girl who's driving a Corvette.
Yeah, Stingray.
Come on.
You could be driving a Corvette and your dad could still be a drunk fucking pervert, you know?
And he could have molested you when you were in the 3rd grade.
Well, I was just a pervert.
All things equal, she's still driving a Corvette.
Yeah, I don't think that makes up for anything that Casey and I just brought up, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, Pony Boy's parents are dead.
Yeah.
They live in literally a shack.
Right.
And she's driving a Corvette.
Come and go as they
please. So if her
please,
parents are dead and she's driving a Corvette, still better.
Even in current times, I think there's plenty of families that have very little money and not a lot of stuff going on who probably maybe, as far as quality of life goes, rather than standard of living, doing better than some of the like upper class children in the area whose moms are so fucked up on Xanax and red wine and dads don't even talk to them in the area here that'll probably drive Corvettes. Like, I feel like it's, it just happens in all different social situations.
Yeah, I didn't peg any of these greaser kids as having a great family life.
But I was listening to this podcast the other day, and I should actually say it. It's called Sword and Scale, and it's a great podcast, by the way. It's mostly every week is like a different exploration into just some completely fucked up crime story, or just it's
I should have known.
It is nuts. But they're interviewing this guy who got put in this boarding school for a really long time, and it was very abusive, and it's really bad. But before that, he was in a foster home that was really bad. And before that, he was in another boarding school that was really bad. And he was abandoned when he was like 2. And so this is really actually going somewhere. And though I don't necessarily relate to this, I think this explains a lot. And they asked him, they're just like, how are you just talk about this like it's nothing, and this and this. And he's just like, I didn't know any better. It's just the way that things were.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't like, I don't feel, and I feel like even and especially in like really small towns back then, yeah, you'd look at somebody and you'd go, oh, that guy has a really nice car. But at the same time, you're like, but none of my friends do. This is just the way that things are.
Yeah, sure.
And so, but I feel like, I had a great life growing up.
I'm not.
And I had problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think childhood was fucking perfect, obviously, but I mean, was yours?
No, mine was.
So that's what she's saying. Things are rough all over.
No, but
I'd like to sing you a song right now.
You're making the case. You're making the case that C. Thomas Howell probably thinks everything is just normal because everything's just normal for him. All his friends are just the same as him. That's great, but don't come to me, convertible Corvette lady, and tell me that you have it just like I have
Jaret,
it.
I'm so sorry that Rich is... Sing your song.
Well, all over and over and over. Things are tough all over. Well, all over and over and over. Things. Everybody. Things are tough all over. Y'all didn't sing along. That's it. That's the whole song.
So tell me about your oldest brother. You never seem to talk about him.
What's to tell? He's big and roofs houses.
No, really. I mean, what's he like? I feel like I know Soda for as much as you talk about him. Tell me about Derry. Is he wild and reckless like Soda, or dreamy like you?
He ain't like Soda, and he sure ain't like me. He can't stand me. I bet he wishes he could stick me in some boys' home or something, and Soda won't let him.
What are you talking about, Pony Boy?
Come on, Pony Boy, you all get along fine now.
No, we don't. And you just shut your trap, Johnny K, because you ain't wanted at home either.
You shut your mouth, kid.
Yeah, see, you got the Emilio Estevez line that wasn't delivered well.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I didn't talk about my family tree for the last 90 minutes while we were watching a movie. What is she
they're
talking
establishing the fact that it's you gotta at least give them a break. They needed to establish this conversation because I talked about this.
So you're
earlier.
saying there wasn't another way to do that? They had to make it awkward and not make sense.
No, I'm saying this. You pulled 20 clips from this movie. We're on number 6, and and 6 of these were from the first scene.
Right.
So they established a lot.
Right.
In the first scene of this movie, we established that Pony Boy lives with his 2 brothers. One of them's named Soda Pop, and they get along. One of them's named Derry, and Derry he fucking hates him, blah, blah, blah. Guess why? He's the parental figure. Right. He's fucking just trying to get his ass up into school every day or whatever. That's what he's doing. We've established that Johnny's parents don't fucking love him, blah, blah, blah. We'll eventually see that they fight a lot. We've seen that 2-Bit fucking just basically looks out for everybody, is hilarious all the time, and doesn't give one single shit. He also has an endless supply of coins. I don't know if you know that or not, but every single fucking scene, he's handing somebody some money, and apparently he lives with his mom. It's all good. But these are the things that were established. Other than that, Leif Garrett plays a terrible drunk person.
That's true.
And Mustangs are still really cool cars.
Just because we got a little drunk doesn't mean you have...
You call reeling and passing out in the streets a little? Bob, I've told you before, I'm never going out with you when you're drinking, and I mean it!
That's no reason to go walk in the streets with these bums.
Who you calling bums, pal?
You!
Randy!
Listen, we got 2 more of us in the back seat.
Pity the back seat.
If you're looking for a fight...
I am looking for a fight!
Come on, put the knife down!
Come on, right now!
Come on!
Right now! All right, we'll go with you. Just wait a minute.
Why? We ain't scared of these bastards.
I hate fights, all right? I hate them.
How Martin Sheen is Emilio Estevez in this scene.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fucking
and
Martin Sheen.
And you are right. He acts circles around everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
He kills Actually, you know what? No, I do think he's great. Again, I really don't think
if you say Dylan, no.
No. I think Patrick Swayze doesn't make a lot of mistakes in this movie as far as his acting. I think he's really good.
2 scenes. He's not even
he's in more than that, but he has to play a certain role. But Emilio Estevez.
His biggest scene, I think, was not very well done, where he has to pretend like he's abusing C. Thomas Howell for a second.
No, I don't really think that it was bad, but I again, thank you for saying that I'm right. I do think Emilio Estevez is on his game here already.
I'll tell you, you're right.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel better?
I don't give a fuck.
I just want to make you feel good.
I like to, well, let's discuss this in an hour. Hold on. But so I fucking loved him. And I completely forgot about this till we watched this. And this time I'm like watching his acting and I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's like fucking nailing it. But
it reminds me of the Young Guns acting.
It is very yeah.
Which I loved. I loved Young Guns.
But I love the Mickey Mouse shirts every day. I love it
added to the character, sure.
The butterfly knife thing.
Yeah.
So my dad, who never took me to do shit, and he'll admit that, so I'm not fucking being a dick or anything. He worked. My dad worked.
Right. But as he should have.
I wanted a butterfly knife. And he's like, where can we get you a butterfly knife? And I'm like, at this pawn shop. And he fucking took me and bought me a butterfly knife.
That's crazy. My dad would have never bought me a butterfly knife.
Bought me a butterfly knife. So to this day, I'm pretty badass with a fucking butterfly knife.
I actually had a butterfly knife, and I'm not joking.
In the water or outside of the water?
No, outside the water.
Really?
No, nunchucks and butterfly knives outside the water.
Uh-huh.
All of my other karate
is inside the water.
In the water. Yeah.
How do you use those two together? Like, how do you do karate and nunchucks at the same time?
You have to be in the shallow.
Ah,
yeah,
got
like
it.
That makes sense. Shallow.
No.
And what I mean is like wading pool. You know, like in the baby pool.
Right.
I can sit down
and then pee and do nunchucks at the same time.
Correct. So I can do my nunchucks, karate kicks, urinate, get an angel blade or a switchblade or a butterfly knife out. Only one of those actually requires like action. The other ones you just press a button. And I'm pretty fucking badass. There's not a lot of people that will get in there with me.
Right.
I've done it. Like I've gotten into like waiting,
back off,
like baby pools,
Right.
baby pools with like a knife and some nunchucks and shit. And like I'm just in there by myself. Nobody will fucking fuck with me.
Seems like it's gotta be someplace without grazers and socias. Must be someplace just plain ordinary people.
So this is the first scene where he makes any sense. To me, a lot of hard P's here. Bother me a little bit, and that's just me being a dick. But
There's a hard P's joke in here for sure.
I believed it, man. I really did. Like I actually thought this was great. I mean, let's go to the lot, which I thought was so cool. They've got this lot. It's just all set up, and there's furniture and shit there. Nobody ever fucks with it. It just stays there. Everything's great. This shot, again, I know you're not a fan of how this is shot cinematically, but if someone is listening to this podcast and is going back to watch this and you see the way that this
Jimmy
is shot,
Wilkerson.
to me, I was literally just sitting there just completely blown away. I really was. I was just like, I can't fucking believe
Like, why?
the color and the darkness and just the texture that happens in this shot. It's so fucking good. And that's just it. So the next thing that happens is the storm blows in. Ponyboy's like, I gotta go home. And he goes, if you get too cold, come on to my house. Why the fuck would you just bring him to your house anyway?
Right.
You live with your brothers.
I know.
You're like, what's gonna happen? They're gonna
Sleeping
be
on my
like,
floor. It's
yeah.
gotta be better than sleeping out in the
Christ.
I would think that maybe like this has been something that's happened a few times, and maybe like he's stubborn and just no, I'll just stay here. Like that's the only way I could see maybe him being like, all right, like come over later if you want to.
And it seems obvious too that like everybody knows Johnny's situation. There's a love for Johnny that I don't feel like we as viewers ever really feel in the movie. I don't feel like that we're embracing that, but it's obvious that the characters are, because everybody loves this kid. Everybody say hi to Johnny, do this for Johnny, like blah blah blah. Obviously Dally loves Johnny, loves Ponyboy. So I think one of the reasons why you don't like the movie, there's a lot of overdubs, like a lot. There's a lot of dialogue where Johnny's back is turned and you just hear this, Dallas, what's going on with the cops, man? And you hear him like, hey, man, did you get this, blah, 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 and there's a lot of that shit. But to me, that's 1983 and probably shot on a budget.
But that's saying that all of the movies in 1983 I don't like. And I looked at that list and I like almost all the movies in 1983 except for this one and A Christmas Story.
You know what? I would feel like that this one would just be an art film, and you don't really like a ton of art films.
Yeah, sure.
And that's okay.
And when he gets stabbed, I was going to bring this up later, but when he does the stabbing, they don't show the stabbing.
No.
They pour some kind of liquid on top of the film.
The reason is because the story is told from Ponyboy's perspective, and he's unconscious.
Right.
So it's a wash of the screen because he can't.
Yeah, but
he
if
can't
he's
tell
unconscious,
you what happens.
He's not seeing red. He's unconscious. So
Well,
it's just
I
an
mean,
artsy
again,
thing.
it's
My
a
point is,
book.
you brought up fart film, and that seems like
Did
a
you
very
say fart? You said fart.
art film, and that's a very artsy thing to do.
Right.
That actually pulled me out of the movie a lot. I was like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't even match any of the other tone.
Right.
But you say art film.
Okay. Then let's go with that from here on out.
Sure.
So it's an art film, and it really shouldn't, to me.
And I hate all art films.
You do. But again, I don't feel like it should be compared to everything else that happened, because it's a completely different thing.
I mean, it felt like a film school. And when I say film school, I don't mean shitty.
No, film school
There's
films
tons of
can be
films,
amazing.
film school films that are
what?
greatness.
And you know what most of them are?
What's that?
Artsy.
Yeah,
Did you-
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it felt like that.
You may have mentioned this earlier. Did you read the book?
No, I don't read.
I feel like when this movie came out, this book was fresh.
Roadhouse.
there's so much to each one of the characters, and I feel like if you had read the book and you watch it, it's easy to read in between the lines of everything. Like, there's a lot more, like that,
I think that has a lot to do with it.
And I can't even call the cops because you two would be thrown in a boys' home so fast it would make your head spin.
Come on, Pony, let's go to bed now.
Look, I said I didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to. I forgot. That's all I ever hear from you.
Come on, Jaret.
You shut up. I'm sick and tired of you sticking up for him. You hear me?
Don't you yell at him!
Pony boy, I didn't mean to.
No, see, I feel so bad. I don't like it when brothers fight, especially when their parents are dead.
Do you love your brother?
Did you love your parents?
Dude, Rob Lowe, dude, the cast is crazy.
Yeah.
Now
it's just weird because there's no way that they knew any of this. I mean, literally, who didn't make it out of this cat? I mean, every single person made it big time.
Every single...
Except for Leif Garrett.
Well, but every single greaser...
He was already big.
That was instrumental to the movie made it big.
Huge. Not just big, huge.
I feel like if I had another girl in this room, I could just do a round of applause for the Curtis brothers. Like if that's a real fucking family, then
yeah,
good
exactly.
for that.
Oh, dude, I'm with
genetic line. I think it's one of those other things that I wasn't old enough to appreciate yet. Whenever I was younger, it's kind of one of those
Who the fuck is the Curtis brothers?
Pony Boy and
everybody that we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Everybody. They're the Curtis brothers.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Smokey and the Bandit thing where I'm like, holy shit, that guy with the creepy mustache is actually kind of hot. Yeah. I don't think I've ever really fully appreciated Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, no, he was
you
super
like
cool.
young Patrick Swayze.
Oh, did you see him do the little...
I get it
the
now.
handstand on the fence? And that's full on real.
No, and then Tom Cruise jumps up and does a backflip off the car, and then that gets really West Side Story to me.
Well, he does the backflip off the car. Not sure that he lands it right, and then he just gets all creepy rolling down the street or whatever. So
yeah, it was super weird.
We're not to that point yet, baby.
No. Anyway.
God damn it.
You brought up the fucking handstand?
Casey, you ruined the podcast. We were
You brought up the handstand.
All cylinders, and then all of a sudden Casey ruins everything.
You are so cute.
What do you guys know?
You're drunk. It's that guy with the rings, man.
Aren't these the greasers who, tried to pick up on our women?
Hey, you're out of your territory now. You guys better watch it.
No, pal, you better watch it.
You guys know what greasers are? White trash with long, greasy hair.
You know what a Soch is?
What?
White trash with mustangs and matches.
Get him!
Jaret?
Yeah.
Do you know what a headbanger is?
What?
It's a guy that wears a concert t-shirt with long hair. How is this a cut down? It's like stating the obvious. A greaser, you've got greasy hair and you're white trash. Yes. That's what we are.
Think about this for a second, though. Think about it just for a second. Literally, don't try to be a dick.
All right, I'm gonna try.
But this was so we're thinking this was set in the 50s, right?
Yes,
it's in the 50s. All right, so language was different. You could say different. You couldn't say certain things. Things.
Sure.
It wasn't like it is now.
No one's throwing F-bombs every 5 seconds.
Shut your trap and watch it and things like that. Where quit your gabbing and that's how people spoke.
Right.
So because
okay.
no, hold on. But I'm just saying, if you back up another 50 years, which gets into our upside down triangle,
right?
You fucking say, "Hey, you're a guy with greasy hair," blah blah blah. You're in a goddamn revolver duel.
Correct.
So you just have to. It needs to be in perspective as to what people find offensive back then. What?
I'm making a joke, and you get so defensive. You're making this huge lawyer defense.
It's pretty good though,
over my stupid joke.
Was that pretty good though? Was my lawyer defense pretty good?
Sure.
I'll tell you something funny right now. Apparently, all of the cars back then had spotlights on the driver's side.
I thought that's
a whole thing.
I thought that was
so when
weird
this
too.
whole thing comes up, this Mustang apparently just has a spotlight on it,
right?
And
looking for greasers.
You can just drive onto the grass or whatever. Dude, where I come from in Wichita Falls, you fucking drive on the grass in a park,
right?
There is literally a police officer there.
Jaret,
yes.
this is supposed to be back in the 50s. There were different driving on grass rules back in the 50s.
Were spotlights just cut? They just came on the car?
No, that's weird. It's like, did you buy that at a police auction?
Happens?
That's the only time you ever see.
They all had them. They even when they went into the rumbles, every car has a fucking spotlight.
Maybe that was a thing.
Maybe it was. You know what? Let's think about this for a second.
You did research.
Well, actually, there probably weren't
a lot of paved roads.
Well, I was going to say street lights. Right. I'm sure that they probably weren't lit up the way that they were. So you had, I'm sure you had to be able to.
Maybe.
There's fucking headlights.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jaret, this is an art film.
Well, if they're out spotlighting. Yeah.
Get the 3:15 train to Windricksville. It's a freight. It's an abandoned church on top of J Mountain. It's a pump in the back, so you don't have to worry about water. Get a week's supply of food as soon as you get there this morning before the story gets out. And then don't so much as stick your noses out the door. Am I clear? I'll be up there as soon as I think everything's cool.
So when I was a kid, I thought this whole thing was just like the most...
Is this a bar or a party? Because I couldn't tell if this was a bar or if this was a party.
I just remember being like, what the fuck?
Speakeasy?
This is what he lives in. Yeah, is that what's happening?
He said he was trying to get some sleep, and I'm like, there's no fucking way you're sleeping in this.
Yeah.
I thought he was just saying that because he was with the girl, but apparently there's no girl in there. That was odd.
So the guy that answers the door, his name is Buck.
Okay.
He's played by Tom Waits.
Oh, that's right, Tom Waits. I saw Tom Waits. I'm like, the Tom Waits guy that's real famous singer that I had never heard of until like 2 years ago.
This is the thing now that we've started doing this. You actually, I don't fucking fact check, but now I have to fact check names because you just never know. It's like apparently Steve Perry, the singer for Journey, fucking produces everything. Right. It's a whole thing, you know? And then who's the other guy that I fucking bring up all the time? I can't think of it, but it's like some Elfman or whatever. It doesn't matter. But Buck is there. Dally, again, I have in my notes, where the fuck does this guy live? Like, what is he doing? And what is happening? And like, you knock on the door and they just go and wake him up. It's just like, wouldn't you just be like, go get him?
Yeah, it's a party. Why wouldn't you just walk in?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any insight into that, Casey? Do you remember? Like, where the fuck does this guy live?
No, I don't remember that.
So he sends them on the hobo life. Did you ever think about the hobo life?
Well, let's talk about this terrible advice that he gave.
Let's also talk about, did you ever dress up as a hobo for Halloween?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who didn't?
I didn't.
It's one of the easiest ones ever.
I know, but you know what's gone by the wayside? What? Hobos.
Hobos.
You don't see them anymore.
Well, you're not allowed to call them hobos anymore.
Why?
I think
they're
it's
homeless
correct.
people. You have to call them homeless people.
What? I just thought hobos were like...
No, that's derogatory. You can't...
Why is that derogatory?
No, you can't
I don't
call
like it.
homeless people hobos.
Wait a minute. I'm not talking homeless people. I'm talking about like people who...
No.
There's a stick.
Stop it.
They have a bandana.
They're going to boycott our
the
show.
There's a bandana on the end. It holds all of their stuff.
There's a whole hobo, non-hobo, like, union of people.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah.
These people have a stick.
Right. They have a stick.
Oh, got it.
And on the end of the bandana...
on the end of the stick,
there's a bandana. And it holds all their possessions.
All the possessions.
And they have like a coat and a hat.
Right.
And they wear it all the time.
Yeah. And they have a union, and you're not allowed to call them hobos anymore.
God damn it.
You can. Hobos are different than homeless people.
That's what I thought.
No.
Come on, preach.
A hobo is a migratory worker, unlike at the time, a tramp who works only when forced to. A bum who does not work at all. A hobo is a traveling worker.
See?
Well, tell me the difference between someone that just can't walk because they have cerebral palsy and someone who is mentally handicapped that can't complete thoughts.
We've completely gone into...
They're both special needs, and you can't call them anything else but special needs.
Yeah, well, they're not hobos.
Yeah, what the fuck
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're both homeless, but you can't call one a hobo.
That guy really does have a leg. You know that, right?
And one a vagrant. You have to call them all homeless.
I've seen that guy walking around.
Yeah, and also...
And I still gave him $5.
Did you really dress as a hobo?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, everybody dresses
What
as a
was
hobo.
the deal with hobo clowns?
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
That was a thing.
There, and
those were clowns that were migratory workers.
Oh, they were like walking around looking for like clown jobs.
Yeah, but their shoes were just way bigger and they swelled on the ends.
Right, exactly.
It was just like a whole thing.
Yeah, and their noses were red.
Yeah.
There's a new really creepy movie coming out about clowns. I don't really give a shit about clowns. I'm not like a fear of clowns person.
I don't have a fear,
but
I just don't like them.
Okay, this doesn't have to go in the podcast. I'm just letting you know that I saw it today about this guy and his kid's like, there's gonna be a clown on my birthday, and then the guy's like, the clown can't make it. Oh wait, I found this clown suit in my attic. I'll just put it on and be the fucking clown, right?
But it's an evil clown suit.
It is. And then he goes to try to take it off and it won't come off and the nose won't come off. And so his wife's like trying to pry it off and so the end of his nose comes off and then like all of a sudden it's like they said like he goes see somebody, it's like a demon clown and it's actually his skin that he put on and it turns him into this demon clown that eats children. So he's like trying to eat his son and his mom like locks him in the basement and it's fucked up. That's not for the podcast.
No, that's for the podcast.
Roadhouse.
Here's the thing. I never had a thing about clowns.
No,
I was
me either.
never scared of them my whole life. Like
Wait. Poltergeist didn't freak you out?
No, we saw that.
I never saw Poltergeist.
No, but we saw that. Remember the clown we ate at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas.
Oh, and they had the clown?
That it was literally we ate next to it. And she wasn't scared of it.
No.
Because I never saw the movie.
Not in Planet Hollywood.
I was scared of Pennywise for sure.
Put it at the end of your bed, sitting in a chair, and tell me you're not scared of it.
I never had a thing.
We talked about doing that to our guest room. Just put a bunch of like, just like nothing but like porcelain dolls everywhere, and be like, "All right, go ahead and put your bags in here."
No.
Just everything with just like huge eyes,
just staring right at you.
Anyway, I love Stephen King, but like Pennywise, that's the only clown that ever freaked me out. I didn't generalize clowns after that. That clown just fucking sucked, right? So Jaret was out of town, and Everett had gotten a balloon somewhere, and I was in our bedroom and I walk out in the hallway, like at the corner of my eye, I thought there was like a person. So I'm like, holy shit. And I look over and it's not a person. I'm like, oh, it's just a balloon. But the balloon it had helium in it. It was not like high or low. It was just like sitting in place, like moving down the hallway at the same height. And I was like, fuck this. Like immediate flashbacks to that.
Actually, just having a child upstairs is creepy all the time. I got up the other morning to let Hazel out, our new puppy. And I had to let her out at, it was 6:30 in the morning. And I'm letting her out, and I think I hear a voice, but I look around, and I can't see anything. Mm-hmm. And then I let her outside, and I look back behind me, and the way that our stairs work is there's just this little landing, and you have visibility of, from the back door of just this one little area. And I look back and there's nothing there, and I'm like, oh, shit, I thought I heard that. It's got to be the computer. They just left the computer on in the office. And then I look back again, and there's just like this child sitting there with his hands on the bars or whatever. And he just goes, there's something over there. And I go, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, there's what over there? And he goes, there's something over there. And I'm like, you want to come downstairs and watch some TV? Or he's just like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I think it's a fucking standoff, man. Like, this kid's gonna he's gonna like turn into a bat, fly down here, bite me, and I'm gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. Guess what he did? Came downstairs, got a Pop-Tart. Fucking good morning.
Did I already say on the podcast what he did to me that one time? So I am again home alone. And not alone with Everett.
Roadhouse.
I'm home by myself. I had put Everett to bed. It had been like a couple hours that he had been in bed. Mm-hmm. Probably like 2. And I am walking to go do the nightly, like, check the doors, do the thing, right? Well, our door at the time, like, to the garage to go outside, didn't latch right. So I walked by and, like, that door's cracked open. Any other day wouldn't have bothered me, but being by myself, I'm like, oh, that's fucking creepy. So I'm walking, and the second I put my hand on the doorknob to shut it, Everett goes, Mommy? And I'm like, I can hear him from the bottom, and I go, yeah? And he goes, there's someone scary in here.
What the
And I'm like, you're fucking on your own, man. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And he
They
goes,
probably won't kill the cute kid. I'm out of here.
there's someone scary in here. My hand is on the fucking open door, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's the middle of the night. And I'm like, why don't you come downstairs, man? Same thing. Like, you come here.
Yeah.
But there's someone. I'm like,
come
oh,
to
fuck.
mommy.
So I'm walking up the stairs, like every horror movie in the world where you're about to get your ass fucking murdered.
Going towards where the killer is.
I'm like, either there's a murderer or he's like climbing on the ceiling and he's like just totally possessed, right? I'm like, I just open the door and he just goes, what is that? And I look over and I'm like, that's the freaking air vent on the ceiling. What are you talking about? And he's just like, okay, like good night.
Okay,
That's it. I mean, like I was like mortified. I was up for like 3 more hours after that. I was supposed to go to bed, so I'm like, okay, I need to like kill a bottle of wine so that I can like sleep here.
All right, so did you know that they still look for? And I'm sorry to be not politically correct here, but they still look for hobos on trains.
Yeah,
because when I was trying to get to your house for the podcast one day, the train was blocking the road.
They looking in flashlights and shit.
And it was nighttime because it was like not daylight savings or whatever. And so it was stopped and they were just going from car to car, slowly looking through all the little cracks.
Those are stowaways.
Those are called drifters now.
Or is it not Was it stowaway?
It's not politically correct to call them hobos. They call them drifters.
Well, because those aren't hobos. You don't know what they're doing with their life if they're working. Or
Nobody knows what to do. There's no free train rides.
Is there someone that can clear this up for us?
Why isn't there? What's the big deal? Yeah. Why can't you get on a train? Why do they care? Like, why do they care?
Liability.
They might be trying to steal their shit or like.
From who? A hobo? Is someone's going to sue?
Here's the thing that I wonder all the time. Like, why are the cars that people get stowed, why are they always empty? Like, the fuck is that train doing?
Well, they gotta bring
it's probably
stuff
going to pick something up.
Yeah, you gotta go drop it off, and then when you drop it off, you gotta go back.
I don't like it.
I don't either. Now,
okay,
why on earth is there liability if your dumbass gets on a fucking train and you fall off and you weren't supposed to be on there? What kind of court hearing? What is your lawyer gonna say in court to convince a judge or jury that you deserve $1 billion because your dumbass got on the middle of a train in the middle of the night and rode it and fell off and got squished?
In any liability argument, I always go back to the exact same one. There was a man once who needed to trim his hedges.
Right.
And he did not have a hedge trimmer.
No.
So he had a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
So he picked up his lawnmower to trim his hedges.
Mm-hmm.
And he cut off both his fucking hands.
Because he was holding it on the side or something?
That's correct.
What a fucking idiot.
He sued the lawnmower company.
Of course he did.
Because it didn't say you couldn't pick it up.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's the fucking dude. That's the catalyst of any and all liability. He fucking won.
Okay, our oven doesn't say you can't get fucking in it, but if I do it for a second, can we win like an awesome
I don't know. I bet it's in something.
It does say that in there. I promise you, it says that.
He's been in there. I put him. We did the Hansel and Gretel bit once. It was a whole thing.
The sticker's inside. Like if you get in there and you see that, and you don't bail. You're fucking.
It was a rough time. I had my head in the oven for a while.
We did Hansel and Gretel.
I'm fine now. I think the pinnacle case is the lady who got coffee from McDonald's and spilled it in her lap.
Don't want to hear it. Listen to me right now.
Yep. Actually, I'm going to agree with Casey on this one.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
There is a documentary on Netflix, and I advise everybody to watch it.
Yep. I'm with you.
That actually studies that particular case and how the media spins it.
Right.
If you actually knew the full story of what actually happened to that woman and saw the burns that actually happened to her, you would totally change your mind.
Okay.
And the money that she won, she didn't actually win that much. And she didn't ask for anything. She asked for her medical bills. She was like an old lady. She was not driving with the coffee in her lap. She pulled over to the side with her son in the car to like put the cream and stuff in. The thing fell. The machine was like calibrated way wrong, so it was like so hot that it actually like scalded her. I'm actually gonna pull up pictures right now, so I want your reaction.
No, that's terrible podcasting. Just keep going with your point because
I saw the pictures. I actually heard about the documentary.
He's already got an argument against it. So finish your point.
No, you don't. Because
yes, I do.
She did. First off, she just wanted her medical bills paid because she couldn't do it. Her lawyers, you kind of have to like up to get like a better deal or something. But no, this lady, McDonald's totally fucked up on that one. Totally.
PR-wise, sure, they fucked up. They should have just paid for medical bills.
It had been, exactly, and it had been known.
She ordered hot coffee and spilt it on herself. Fucking boo-hoo.
No coffee in the world should have done that to that woman.
What? No, she spilt it on herself. She made a mistake.
Coffee you could see, like, I mean, it was Oh my God, you're so wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are.
No, we are such a litigious society. If
you think that coffee should do that to you?
Was it boiling?
It was fucked. Look at
Was
that.
it boiling?
There's not a cup of coffee in the world that should fucking do that to your body.
Is it boiling?
Let me ask you this. Is your perspective different after our son burned himself with the pot noodle or whatever?
No. Even that burn. This is way worse than that.
Okay.
And that was boiling ramen noodle water.
That's what I'm saying.
The thing was that it had been known. Boiling. It had been known that this machine was not properly calibrated.
She was probably driving. She probably couldn't get the hot coffee off of her. Well, okay, we don't know what happened.
Everybody knows.
No, because it's her word as after she left.
I want you to watch
it's her word.
I want you to watch the documentary, and
so
then you can argue with me.
Video of it.
Watch the documentary.
Was there video of it? What I'm saying is she probably spilt it on herself while driving.
No,
and then therefore it was sitting in like the hot coffee was just.
Oh, is that how it works? When coffee spills on you, it gets hotter the longer it fucking sits there? Is that how science works?
No, but if you have longer exposure...
Is there video of it is just a ridiculous question.
So you're telling me
because she said she knew what happened in the car. The only person that knows what happened in the car is her. Well, so it's her word.
She
said that she was stopped.
There's probably a fucking...
like her son's going to go against her.
Watch the documentary.
No,
and then argue with me. Watch the documentary.
But you're not listening to my point.
Watch
my point is,
and then argue with me.
Your
point is that if you spill hot coffee in your lap,
and
it gets
you
hotter
let it
the longer
sit there
it sits there.
for a long time, it's gonna burn you more intensely and more.
I want everybody, if you even leave this in here, to look up the pictures and.
It doesn't matter.
No, look at the pictures and tell me, like, through your clothes, if any cup of coffee should ever do that to your body. There's no chance.
You ain't thinking.
Cut our hair, pony boy. You're gonna bleach yours. They'll have descriptions in the paper. We can't fit them, man.
No, sir. You ain't gonna touch my hair.
Look, we'd have to anyway if we got caught. You know the first thing the judge does is make you get a haircut.
I don't see why.
I don't either.
Here's the thing with me. And I don't want to be a dick. I want to help Johnny. But at the same time, like, you fucking stabbed the guy.
Right!
Like, I mean, I'm here. Like, I'm helping.
For some reason, I'm here.
And you know what? Fuck it. Like, I get it. Like, obviously, I'm going to get arrested for, like, back then in the 50s, like, is there even, like, a thing where you can get arrested for just being with a guy? Anyway, my first question is this. What the fuck do you do in a church in the middle of nowhere with a weak supply of bologna?
Right.
Make out a little.
No. Peanut butter, I understood. I understand the loaf of bread. I also don't understand why.
Why did they feed the sandwich to the rabbit? Why didn't they just eat the sandwich?
Well, I think they were just having fun at that point.
Well, they were trying to catch the rabbit so they could eat the rabbit.
No, I actually think they were trying to catch the rabbit for fun.
But that sandwich was huge.
I think they were just
so they have plenty of food, and they're just wasting it on fun to catch the rabbit.
I mean, he has like $150, which is a shitload of money.
It was 50, but yes, I was thinking that too. I was like, God, they could probably get on for like 2 months with that.
Yeah, I'm like, if they had like money to spare to get like a deck of cards and a book, like clearly they're fine. And they know that Dallas is coming within 5 days to a week. So
when he told him he goes 4 or 5 days, but you know what? I never caught that before. I was thinking the whole time, like, they've been there for weeks.
Months or
they've
whatever.
Been there for so long, you know. Man, the fucking bologna drives me crazy.
Why?
Just so much bologna. Because
bologna's so good.
But there's no refrigeration.
No.
Well, they buy it and they eat it. What's the big deal?
It's a week supply.
Oh, then yeah.
Also, they're terrible at giving haircuts.
I wonder.
Fucking drove me crazy. I hate watching people cut hair on any movie, and with this knife was the worst. But they did really do a good portrayal of what it would look like if you put a fucking peroxide all over you, because he still had like the dark spots all over. Like, they didn't make it look like it had actually been professionally colored blonde. Like most movies will do that.
Right.
Like someone's like, here, let me do this, and it looks like, you know, it's got full coverage.
I actually have a serious question.
Okay.
Do you think the bologna had a first name?
Sweet Jesus.
Come on, that was good.
That was actually pretty good.
God, you didn't laugh.
No, I'm laughing on the inside. I don't laugh when people say hilarious shit. It's Bologna.
But you know it wasn't funny because he didn't tell you specifically that it was
That's
funny.
how I knew. If he was like, that's a good joke.
That's a good joke.
You ain't
You're
thinking.
gonna cut our hair, pony boy. You're gonna bleach yours. They'll have descriptions in the paper. We can't fit them, man.
No, sir. You ain't gonna touch my hair.
Look, we'd have to anyway if we got caught. You know the first thing the judge does is make you get a haircut.
I don't see why.
I don't either.
Yeah, again, I'd be like, well, you know what? If we get caught, you're getting a haircut.
Yeah, you're the murderer. You bleach your fucking hair.
I'm gonna basically be like, I was unconscious in the water, and I just he told me if I didn't go with him, he was gonna kill me too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
you know,
and I'm not doing anything to my hair. What
and
the
so
hell?
he starts to cut his hair, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." He's like, it hurts." Blah blah blah.
They didn't even really cut the hair.
They didn't really. No, but you're having to. That's a hard scene to do. It's hard to look like you're cutting somebody's hair with a dull knife.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the stylist offset could have then just cut the hair, and then next scene the hair short.
Serious question. Okay, and I'm not fucking kidding.
Oscar Mayer.
No. Oh. Why couldn't Johnny bleach his hair? Because he says to Pony, he goes, "We're going to bleach yours.
Right.
We got to cut our hair. We're going to bleach yours."
But that wasn't even in the plan.
Too. No, he says that. We're going to bleach yours.
Yeah, we're going to bleach yours. We're going to cut mine too.
I know.
He doesn't even mention bleaching his own.
That's what I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying.
Why couldn't he bleach his?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying that.
No, I have been saying that from the beginning.
Of what?
Ever.
Oh, okay, got it. So is there a reason he doesn't bleach his hair?
Yeah, because he's a selfish asshole that just stabbed a guy and wants to blame it on this guy.
Yeah.
Look how guilty this guy looks. He's dyeing his hair and everything. He's obviously the killer.
The only thing that looks different about him is he's not looking down.
Right. He just looks chipper.
Yeah. He's just like fucking stoked.
And actually, he rocks the blonde later on. He's got, when he finally slicks it up when he's back in town, he's walking around.
Dude,
he looks amazing.
Then you're just like,
I'm like, this guy was born to be blonde.
He was just fucking born
to be a blonde.
We're going back. We're going to turn ourselves in.
What?
I got a good chance of being let off easy. It was self-defense. You just said Pony and Jerry can testify to that. And we won't say that you helped us. I'll give you back that gun so you won't get in any trouble, Dal.
Are you sure this is what you want to do?
I'm sure, man. It ain't fair for Darian Soda worrying about Pony Boy all the time.
So much happened before this, though. I mean, just like Dallas coming to the church or whatever, and just...
What happened?
Johnny falling asleep, and he's got the cigarette, and we get, watch your smoke, Johnny. And we get that foreshadowing or whatever, And then we get the whole nothing gold can stay. Dawn's first leaf is gold.
I don't know what that is.
Her heart is true to hold.
Nah, it's fine.
Rich is totally gay.
I do remember that part.
Nothing gold can stay.
Right.
So then Dallas walks in. He's like, "Hey, Blondie, wake up." You don't love Matt Dillon's character?
No, I didn't like his character at all.
I thought it was so great.
I felt like all of his parts were ad-libbed. Like, literally 100%.
And maybe it was, though. I mean, he's a seasoned actor by now.
He had a little bit of a unibrow, but I'd still kiss him on the mouth.
I mean, this guy had already been doing movies.
He did look cool.
Yeah.
He had already been doing movies for quite some time.
Right.
So he's killing it. You got a cancer stick, Johnny? I love cancer stick.
I would have done some movies with him.
Yeah.
So,
and they go to the Dairy Queen.
Right, they go to the Dairy Queen. Has Ponyboy ever actually eaten a sandwich before?
So we get into...
Oh my God, I almost died.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
he's just like shoving it in his face, and it's just like going
like
all over.
It's like he's like going for the meat in the middle, but like the bun is just like building its way up his face.
What is going on there? I didn't get that at all.
Is it because he hasn't had anything like really good in like 4 or 5 days?
No, then you wouldn't skip the bun.
You would just open wide and eat every fucking bit of it. He was just like shoving the sandwich straight into his face,
and then he stops and it looks like Everett just ate SpaghettiOs.
Exactly,
like a toddler.
Like, it's little things like that just was like, what the fuck who is directing this movie? Oh, it's an art film. And he's like, he's like, eat the sandwich, but don't eat the sandwich.
Jerry, some of the children are missing.
No, they're not, Teresa.
No, now you listen. I'm sure I was
Children?
having over half an hour.
Won't you watch it?
Oh, my back. Come on.
Teresa, get hold of yourself. Hey, come back. Come back, son. Don't go in there. You're going to get hurt.
Tracy, you ignorant slut. There are no kids missing. Get in the bus. God damn it.
So
don't even look for the kids.
So this fucking guy who plays Jerry was in so much shit.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I mean,
totally
he was
recognize
in
that guy.
Fried Green Tomatoes. Ernest Goes to Jail. He was in Ernest Saves Christmas. Apparently,
he's one of those guys that just was in everything.
Just in everything. Yeah. It's just like the dude. He was in The Jerk. I mean, just literally in everything. So when I see those guys, and then you go to their IMDb and you see what they look like now, it's just like, oh, damn it, man! Like,
what do you mean? He let himself go after this movie?
No. It's just that he was in so many goddamn movies in such a short time, Yeah. And then, the guy got old. You know where he's from?
No.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Maybe it's a good time to check in with our good friend, Mr. David Dooley, who just got back from Tulsa, Oklahoma for 5 questions. There he is.
Hey there.
Do you have on a Shazam shirt?
I'm in a Flash shirt, yeah.
Oh, Flash. Is that the same thing?
No.
Yeah, 220, 221.
What's the difference between Flash and Shazam? Hold on, I've struck a chord. Here, hold on. Now, Shazam was the greatest hero of all time, right? And then Flash. Who was Flash?
Shazam was the only way I know Shazam is live action.
Yeah, it was like
terrible. He lived in a trailer home or an RV or something.
I don't even remember what it was.
Didn't he?
Dooley, do you remember Shazam at all?
No. I was probably in middle school and had no time for TV at that point.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I'm old.
Dude, I am such a terrible nerd. I really am. I may be the worst.
Why do you think you're a nerd?
No, because I'm not, but like I thought I was as a kid.
No, you are not a nerd at all.
But I'm not. I mean, I was just like
you like sports?
But I mean, I was really smart. And like
that doesn't mean you're a nerd.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh.
The fact that you don't mind computers doesn't make you a nerd.
Oh. Now that's an amazing statement right there, actually.
Yeah.
That you don't mind computers.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's just like the fact that you don't mind a couple of beers doesn't make you an alcoholic.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you get to watch The Outsiders?
We watched it last night.
Did the boys?
Notice, but I got home and Randy was willing to sit down, and actually Robert sat down and watched it with us too.
Well,
so
I
it was
wondered too. So
have they seen it before?
Had you guys have seen it before, right?
She's seen it before. I think that's one that I mean, just like Red Dawn, it's like I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never sat still and watched the whole thing, wire to wire.
Well, Jack watched it, and he really hasn't given us an opinion of things yet. I'm not really sure that he absorbed everything that was going on, because most of the questions he was asking really didn't deal with the movie at all. Which is so crazy, because I would have had to have seen it about his age, because I was born in 72. This movie came out in 83.
Yeah.
By the time it came out, most of the kids that were in like the advanced reading and English classes had already read the book. So I went and saw it, and I was like completely just mesmerized by certain things that I'll talk about during the podcast, and it's not all just not all just Cherry Valance. It's not just her.
Well, a portion, but not
there's
all.
a portion.
You keep giving me these movies that I haven't watched, that I knew about, that have everybody and their dog in them.
It is pretty artistic, and I feel like he attacked it almost the way comic book people do now, but as a literary thing. You know what I mean? Like as a.
I did. Robert even mentioned it kind of had a West Side Story feel, right?
It really did, yeah.
Hugely.
So I agree. There was definitely some of that, and he was like, "Oh, this is a Francis Ford Coppola movie."
Yeah.
So,
think about that from the perspective of if it were 1983 and you were talking about a movie shot 33 years ago. Is that what do you call that when I do the
upside down pyramid? Yeah.
Because everything just gets so much better every year, and I feel like it didn't always do that. Things just improve so much more rapidly. It's funny because even if you think about like things from like a health perspective, like I've had ulcerative colitis since I was 22. And at 22, the guy's just like, yes, well, this is probably what's going to kill you. You're going to have this for the rest of your life, and this and this and this. You know what I mean? And, like, I kind of went through my life thinking that. Like, oh, shit, well.
Are we supposed to know what that is? I've never even heard of
ulcerative colitis. Well, you know what colitis is?
It's that thing you look through, and it gives you little geometric shapes.
That's a kaleidoscope.
Oh, my bad. Oh, that's what you look at, what you have with.
That's fucking funny. That's a good name for a really heavy metal band. Ulcerative kaleidoscope. All right. Well, I think it's probably about time for 5 questions.
For Cinco. Let's do it.
All right, now 5 questions. You've done this before. I believe a couple of times now. It's super easy. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You try to answer them all correctly. If you answer them all correctly, well, that's awesome. There's going to be a 6th bonus question. It's going to be presented to you by Rich Coleman. Woo-hoo. And if you get that one right, you will once again have your name on the plaque, which is just growing and growing. And you will have your name engraved on it again, and it will be placed on the plaque, which is located somewhere in my house that no one will ever see it nor find it. So, super exciting for us. Casey and I will venture in there and look at it every once in a while, and can't really talk about what happens on the podium, but let's just say this, it's celebratory. And so we'll just dive into 5 questions. Are you ready?
I am.
All right, let's go. Shazam versus The Flash. In a foot race, Shazam is wearing zips. The Flash is wearing the Nike shoes that all of the Olympians are wearing that are pink and yellow. Shazam is a little bit sore from a kickball game the day before. The Flash has been on high alert for the last 6 months, saving all the lives. He also has very, very bad gas. The foot race happens. The Flash actually wins the foot race. Does Shazam A, congratulate him and buy him a coffee? B, punch him directly in the nuts? C, get a hooker, get a room at the Hilton, get a case of beer, and order a cheese pizza via room service? Or D, all of the above?
I'm always a favorite of all the above, so I'll go D,
correct.
all of the above.
All of the above. Shazam is a very intricate loser, and he likes to make sure that things work out.
Well, this escalated quickly.
Yeah. All right. So that's great. You got 1 right. Let's move on to number 2. We'll go ahead and dive into the movie. The character Bob was played by Leif Garrett. Leif Garrett was one of the Hardy Boys. True or false? Was he one of the Hardy Boys?
The TV show?
The TV show.
False.
That is false. That is correct. No, the Hardy Boys were played by Kirstie Alley's husband, Parker Stevenson, and of course Sean, what's his face, that everybody really liked back when we were kids. He was on
Cassidy.
Sean Cassidy, that guy. Was that guy? All right, those were the Hardy Boys. Okay, now question number 3. This deals with 80s sitcoms. Please complete this theme song. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
The Facts of Life.
The Facts of Life is exactly right, man. You were killing it today. Absolutely killing it. That is 3 correct. You got 2 more from me, 1 from Rich, and the last person we said that to still can't walk without a limp. Hiya! All right, so number 4 coming at you. Here we go. In the movie The Outsiders, the character Dooley is quite unstable. However, he is amazing at ordering food at Dairy Queen. Name 1 item that he ordered for each of them.
Barbecue sandwich?
Barbecue sandwich is correct. Yes. That was a tough one. That was actually really, really good. All right, so number 5, here we go. Again, a very, very hard one, but I think you can do this. All right, here we go. In the movie The Outsiders, we have greasers and we have socias. The greasers are known for carrying a weapon. It's normally a knife. The character 2-Bit carries what's called a butterfly knife. The character Johnny takes a knife out of his back pocket and will stab Leif Garrett and kill him in a fountain. What kind of knife did he use?
The switchblade?
It was a switchblade. This may be my hardest 5 questions of all time, and you've done it! You got all 5 right, David Dooley. I knew you could do it. By the way, Randy's name will also be on there because I can hear that she's doing all the work back there.
Yeah, totally helping, yes. Absolutely.
Rock 101.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to Rich for the bonus question, or as I like to call it, question 6. Go ahead, Rich.
Who has the worst teeth?
Ooh.
Old Tom Cruise or young Tom Cruise?
Young Tom Cruise from that movie with chocolate cake all over it. Those are the worst.
Yeah, that's true. They're pretty bad old, but yeah.
Y'all have a fantastic night and a fantastic weekend, and thank you so much for all you do for me, man.
You too. Likewise, my friend. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye, David. See ya.
Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Your mother's here to see you.
I don't want to see her.
It's your mother. She's here to see you.
I said I don't want to see her. She probably just wants to come down and tell me about all the trouble I'm causing. Why don't you just tell her to leave me?
No, don't laugh. Dude, his lungs are all fucked up.
It is an uncanny sound resemblance to when they put the little nose plug on Rudolph in the claymation. He's like, "Oh no, I do thing." Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
God damn it.
It's uncanny.
It's pretty bad.
Son of a bitch in pants.
But yeah, fuck his mom. She needs to go away.
Two scenes make me cry.
Dude, if you got burnt, I don't care how bad your mom is. It's mommy time. You want your mommy.
No.
If you're burnt.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Mommy, I'm burnt.
Not if your mom's a drunk asshole.
Not if your mom ever took care of
time you'll give me attention, I'll take it.
We're getting back into the fact that if you've never had a mom, what the fuck do you need your mom for?
He's had a mom. He sleeps on the couch in the park.
He considers the outsiders his family. That's his character.
So when C. Thomas Howell walks out and Soda Pop sees him and then Derry sees him, whatever, I cried. I wept. And then we have to stop.
I didn't get close to crying.
What?
Not even
I
close.
cried for sure.
Son of a bitch.
And I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone who's listening to this. Sincerely, I'm sorry.
Did you not feel you didn't think that his scene where he says 16 years ain't long enough? You know, this is a kid that wanted to kill himself, and you didn't feel anything?
I just didn't buy any of it. Like, I wasn't emotionally invested because I felt like the acting was bad. I felt like the directing was bad. The whole thing was just terrible.
Hating movies so much.
No, I don't. No, I assumed I would like this movie because
him laying there on his deathbed and being like, "Hey, I wanted to kill myself, but 16 years ain't long enough," was just fucking powerful. And he nailed it. I mean, and it was uncomfortable because it's like, what the fuck is he in? He's like in a goddamn fucking hammock or whatever. But it was a long time ago. I mean, they didn't know how to deal with shit. And then we moved to Dallas. And
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas Winston. And he's just fucking with nurses and shit. And then the fucking line comes out. Let's do it for Johnny. Let's do it for Johnny. Let's do it for Johnny.
Do I have that line?
No, you don't have that line because you don't know what to pull.
I didn't know that was a cool line.
Fucking son of a bitch.
I didn't know you had an album called Let's Do It for Johnny. He didn't know it was an album.
What's up with the big times?
No weapons. They play your way. It's a fair deal.
You sure about that?
Well, Randy told me. He knows for sure.
Good deal. Thanks, Jaret.
Pony boy, wait a minute. Come here. I want to talk to you. How's Johnny doing?
Not so good. Would you come up and see him?
No, I couldn't.
Why not?
I couldn't. He killed Bob. Maybe Bob asked for it. I know he did.
Let me tell you this. Let me just ask you a question.
Okay.
So if you're Pony Boy, this girl, she like, Bucks, I like talking to you. You're like a real one. You're a dreamer and yada yada. And then now she's just like this and this. It's like, aren't you just like, why do you not want to fuck me? Aren't you?
If I was Pony Boy,
yeah,
I would be spending 100% of my time since the drive-in movie where she walked with me,
right,
and said she kind of liked me.
Yeah,
there could have been 10 stabbings around me. I would be like, "You're on your own. I'm working on this thing over here."
No, you couldn't though because the socialist came and got her. She had to get in the car.
Oh, that just makes it even better because then I'm like, yeah, she wants now she can't have me. She's gonna want me even more.
Right.
All I gotta do is lay the groundwork. She's mine, dude. This was his in the bag. She was basically throwing herself at him. All he had to do was just not go to a burning church and have his friend die, and then he would have been fine. He would have been all in that.
I don't feel like she had any interest in. Is that
what?
I think
you are crazy.
No,
she has total interest.
I think it's an age thing. I think she
does have an interest. There's like a moment in the car.
Yes.
It's made pretty clear that like there's like more feelings towards Dooley.
Yeah.
And there's like the awkward barbecue sandwich scene, right, where he's like I even tried to offer blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and he's
you can
pissed.
see it on his face. Like, fuck you. Like, he wins
he
everything.
throws his barbecue
Because
sandwich.
that's the thing. Like, he doesn't...
Well, he didn't know how to eat it anyway.
No, I mean, he needed to throw that thing away. It wasn't working.
The barbecue sandwich. We're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But, like, he didn't like him in the first place, and that's one of their, like, rivalries. So the thing is, like, he likes Sherry, but he's clearly too young and probably too sweet because girls like assholes, and she clearly liked the asshole better.
Holy boy. Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold.
So do you not recognize that, like, stay gold, pony boy? Do you not know
No,
that?
I knew the term stay gold, pony boy. I didn't know. I knew that someone was, like, dying or something when they said it.
Right.
I didn't know it was almost inaudible. I had to, like, crank that up, like, because I could barely even hear it when I was watching it.
Well, he was fucking dying, so
Well,
don't be a dick.
I didn't
Have some respect for the now dead.
Dallas is watching him die, basically. And
Sure.
he loses his shit. He's like, this is what you get for helping people.
Right. I get it.
And when he's like, come on, Johnny, don't die. Don't die now. I mean, he fucking loves this kid.
You don't wish the acting was better?
I don't. Not
Really?
here.
You wish it was this bad?
Well,
Wish granted.
Come on, it's not good acting. You've seen good acting. This is not good acting. You can still love the movie.
I don't have a problem with this acting at all, actually. I think that there are certain lines that are delivered badly, but man, I think let's get back to The Matrix and do Keanu Reeves' lines. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's
everything
fucking
around him
terrible.
is amazing, though.
Yeah.
Everything around him is amazing.
Agreed. But Jesus Christ, it's a great story.
Everything
it's a
around
fucking
this
good
is
movie.
a story that
And the
you did not
directing's
read.
good. The score is good. That's what I was saying. It's like if everything else was good and it just had a couple of bad acting lines, I could.
Man,
totally
I gotta
forgive
say,
it.
cinematography on this movie is ridiculous. And I didn't even know until today. And I watched it and I was like, Jesus Christ, I never put that together. And I remember, like, when he read him the poem for the first time, they saw the sunset for the first time. Like, there's all these things that these kids who have never been anywhere in the world are just experiencing for the first time. I mean, you're a kid who was 16 years old. Your parents beat the shit out of each other all the time. You've never been out of town, and you've never watched the sunset. That's reality in a lot of people's lives. But it's so simple. Mm-hmm. That's why the story is so good. Because it's like, look, what they're saying is like, grab hold of these moments. Like, go out there and see those things. And it's fucking special. Like, you've seen a sunset. I know you have. That has fucking blown your mind. Sure. Where you're just like, Jesus Christ. That's fucking crazy. Like, there's nothing, you can't explain it. You know, you can't just go, well, okay, well, there's red clay in the sky. You know, that's what we do with West Texas red sunsets. We're like, there's red clay in the sky, and there's, you know, this about. But like, you start, okay, well, then what's the blue and this and this and this? It's like a painting. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. The point is I feel like it's such a fucking well-written story, and I honestly do believe it's beautifully shot.
But it may have been made to be a written story, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you might be right.
Yeah.
So
I like the movie because I know the in-between stuff.
Right, I get that.
But maybe it is a written story.
Do you think the
written.
movie is pretty and just good? And do you like them as people and characters and stuff?
I do, but I don't think it's as pretty as the story whenever you kind of, you know.
Visualize it when
you
you're
visualize
reading it.
yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the characters are developed as much as they were in the book.
Right.
But I love the movie. I've always loved the movie. I always had like crushes on all the boys.
Do you know what I thought as I watched it today? I thought it was too short.
Well, because it has to be. I mean, like,
I wish it was.
No, that's what I'm saying. I
the
feel
cool
like
thing about books, and I'm not the book's better always because it's not fucking true. But like, they really did get to do a backstory on every one of those fucking
I felt
dudes.
like they
and there was
rushed
there was a lot of them.
Everything was
but the thing
crammed
is,
into them.
It's a good story. I think it's made for people that have read the book. I think it is a high school.
You're saying the movie's not bad. It just the book was so good that the movie didn't do it justice.
movie did not do it justice.
Right. That's
but I liked the movie. I did. I really enjoyed it.
You're not saying the movie's bad. You're just saying the book was so good that it didn't do the
book had
justice.
so much more information.
Right.
That the movie didn't do it justice.
Yeah. Just knocked off the store, man. The cops, they're looking for me. Can you meet me in the park?
Sure, Dale. Are you all right?
Yeah, Johnny's dead.
We know.
Johnny. Look, meet me in the park, will you?
Hang on, we'll be right there. That was Dally. The cops are after him. We gotta hide him.
Man, I just don't know how you don't love the Matt Dillon performance here. I mean, it's his breakout role. He fucking killed it. I mean, he was so great. I found it so believable. Like, he was just a badass. Walked around all the time. He's lived somewhere else. He's fucking sleeping on top of a brothel. He's got a fucking gun for the guys and, like, tells them exactly what to do all the time. I mean, it was believable.
I feel like you are really good at putting movies in boxes and judging them inside the box.
We have a box of movies in the garage right now.
We do, and we don't ever watch any of them.
And I've never put one in there, and it's already full.
It's there, and that's it. And here's the thing. We want them to move to our closet.
The Outsiders is actually in our closet.
Yes, but we want the movies from the garage to move to the closet.
We want to move the garage to move the fuck away.
It's heavy. We need some help.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that there's so few actors in this movie. It's a very small cast. The biggest scenes are the drive-in, the Dairy Queen, and the Rumble. Everything else.
Did you have Stranded at the Drive-In stuck in your head the whole
time? Like a fool.
Branded.
What would they say?
What would they say?
Monday at school. Sandy. Maybe I am in misery. You let a fart. Now we're apart. And something's there for me.
Dude, best soundtrack ever.
Love has grown all alone. I shit and wonder why you left me. Oh, Sandy.
Oh, Sandy, my darling.
No, modulate. Oh, Sandy, baby. Someday when high school is done. It's really good.
Sorry I did that, guys.
No, it's fine. That's the best soundtrack ever. I'm so glad you didn't sing Grease 2. Fuck.
Don't get him started.
Roadhouse.
Get to work.
Roadhouse.
Pony Boy, I asked the nurse to give you this book so you could finish it. It's worth saving those little kids. Their lives are worth more than mine. They have more to live for. Tell Dally I think it's worth it. I'm gonna miss you guys. I've been thinking about it in that poem. That guy that wrote it. He meant you're gold when you're a kid. Like green. When you're a kid, everything's new. Dawn. Like the way you dig sunsets, Pony. That's gold. Keep it that way. It's a good way to be. I want you to ask Dally to look at one. I don't think he's ever seen a sunset. There's still lots of good in the world. Tell Dally I don't think he knows. Your buddy, Johnny.
Okay.
Hang on, Jared's crying.
I just think that's really fucking emotional. I just think that is an amazing piece of cinema. I think him looking over his shoulder and saying those things and writing that before Dally dies, and Dally's never seen a sunset. He wouldn't even know that the reason Johnny would be comfortable with even going. Now so much foreshadowing. Like, hey, I'm 16, it's not long enough, but then you accept it. Like, you know what? Like, these little kids' lives are worth more than mine because there's more than that. That's big. It's just a fucking big goddamn scene. And whether you like the movie or not, it's poetic.
I love when you get touched by a movie. I find it interesting on the movies that you get touched by as opposed to the movies. I mean, obviously, I blubbered like a baby at 51st Dates. You didn't cry at all. But then this movie touches you, and I didn't really get anything out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to this to me. And I was invested in the characters. I was invested in the actors. And dude, what's funny about
does it hit something in your childhood though?
No, stop it.
No, I'm not trying to be a dick.
No, it's not that. But I even look back on this. I didn't even realize that was Rob Lowe until later. I didn't realize it was Tom Cruise till later. I knew it was Emilio. I knew it was C. Thomas Howell. I knew it was those guys. But it's not that. It's just what he's saying is so kick fucking ass. He's like, hey, you're a child. You can literally look out at the sky and you can look out in the world and experience anything. It's a clean slate. That's what he's saying. And nothing gold can stay is translated 1,000 times, but it's true. It's like leaves turn yellow and they don't stay that way. They fucking die and turn brown.
Well, yeah, then there's the appreciation of it. Like everyone loses that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. So I just cried on my. Is that the second podcast I cried on?
That is the second. Yeah.
What was the first one?
Notebook. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still get emails about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, people like that shit. You know what? I'm a real person. I just have feelings.
No, I mean, look. All kidding aside, I love that I love seeing that when something touches you that much. I appreciate that. I mean, I get that. I wish I was less jaded and cynical about the world that stuff like that would touch me. I usually only get touched by things about kids because I'm super
into touching kids.
So I was just waiting for that. I was like, oh fuck! I walked right into it.
No.
But anything dealing with fathers and kids, I lose it,
dude.
And like certain romantic kind of things. If I invest myself in the movie, I'll lose it because at heart I'm a huge romantic. I just have gotten fucked over a couple of times.
Can we do P.S. I love you, please?
P.S. I love you. I think I've seen it. Who's in that?
Gerard Butler.
Who else is in it? Okay.
Fucking what's her face?
Is that the singer for My Chemical Romance or?
No, that's Gerard Way.
Okay.
Gerard Butler and who's the $1 Million Baby?
Skank. What? Swank.
Hilary Swank.
And
him and the guy that played Denny in Grey's Anatomy. What's his name? Holy shit.
Who?
The guy that played Denny.
The gay guy?
I still don't get it, man. I still don't understand that thing.
That's because you're not
I'm not a big Hilary Swank fan.
No, this movie's great.
You know what? I don't think I was, and then I was.
It's actually an Office episode where they have a vote on whether or not she's hot, and it was kind of a conflict. Anyway,
she is married to Sean Cassidy's brother.
Can we do P.S. I Love You? Seriously?
No, you're thinking of Rob Lowe's brother, Sean Lowe.
That's who I was thinking.
But they're divorced now, though.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. Sorry.
Didn't last.
Yeah, god damn it.
Let's check the email box. Email us at jaretgoestothemovies@gmail.com.
Rancid Nut says, Rich and Jaret, I can't believe I've almost listened through 40 episodes of your podcast. Surprisingly, I still love it. Anyway, a couple of additional questions for you. First, Jaret, when you're performing water karate, do you want to make grunting noises and say hi-ya frequently? Or do you just play it quiet so everybody watching can appreciate the beautiful art that it is? Actually, it's B. It's more of a Tai Chi. It's more of like a dance. It's just more of a dance that you don't want to fuck with. So so it's less kung fu and more like fuck you.
You know what dance I don't want to fuck with?
What's that?
Twerking.
What?
Twerking.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't have a butt. I can't do that. I don't want to fuck with that at all.
There's been a time or two where I've wanted to fuck with twerking. I'm going to be honest. I have been in that, but no. Let's get back to Tai Chi and my water karate.
Please.
So the way that I do it's motivational. I can there's no gravity. I mean, even lifeguards are like, hey, like, we're off the job. You know, like, we're off the job. And as they get off their chairs, I'm like, no, you need to be back on just in case I get challenged, because I can't help but do what I do. Second, Rich, what are your thoughts on bidets?
Is the bidet the comforter, the French poop cleaner, or the fancy farewell?
It's the thing that is in the toilet. It shoots up your ass after you poop.
Got it. Yeah, we talked about this.
He brought up the duvet.
By the way, this is Kirk.
Yeah, I'm all for the bidet.
Bidet.
I bid you a day.
So here's the thing that I do. I like a clean butthole. So I like a thing where
was that weird?
I'll get up in there and clean it out, but then I move the.
Wait! You get up in there and clean it out?
What do you mean? The bidet?
Oh, the bidet gets up there and cleans it out.
No. Hold on. I don't have a bidet.
Who's getting up there?
He has a very specific butt cleaning regimen. I've actually been in there. Like the shower, like positioning is really funny.
I like a clean
the shower positioning.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you guys, and you're trying to be hilarious.
Handstands in this motherfucker?
Pretty much.
I wash everything, and then I change the thing to like a straight shot massage deal. And there's a position I get in where it could shoot right at my asshole, and it cleans any.
Do you
remnants.
have the shower that like shoots straight out of the walls? Is it coming down, or is it? Do you have the jets that go straight?
No, we just have
a normal shower.
Yeah, just a normal shower.
How do you position? As you said, this shower head?
I take a shower.
He does like a bend over, spread the butt cheeks thing.
Really?
Yeah, and then I get that.
I'm like brushing my teeth.
Why don't
when
you
this
just
happens.
use
really
like
weird.
a special washcloth and just wash it?
No, I get that in there too, but I do love a good rinse.
I'll be honest. I think I might have dried off our kid's face the washcloth.
I had to be completely.
I was married.
I'm gonna be like really honest. I've never used a washcloth in my life ever. Besides
that washcloth.
Okay, my ex, and then you're gonna ask which ex. It's like a whole crowd thing, like Johnny Carson.
Wait, better. Tell the story. We guess which ex.
Okay.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like the second ex. Wait, hold on. Second ex.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like her boobs look like someone from Orange Is the New Black.
Who's that?
Don't know.
What?
Okay, tell the story. I guess which ex.
The second ex boobs were perfect, like literally perfection.
How much?
I don't know. I didn't pay for them.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, I learned. So the second ex had a washcloth in the shower our entire marriage.
You weren't supposed to say which ex.
Oh, sorry. Guess which ex?
Fuck it, whatever. Okay.
She had a washcloth in the shower our entire marriage.
Yeah.
And I never knew what it was for, but I wanted to use it down in the nether regions, thinking that that's probably what she used it for. But then I was always worried that she used it for her face to clean her makeup off or something. And then I didn't want her to be, you know what I mean?
So
I was
what was
being
the
respectful.
verdict? Did you
I just
communicate
never
that?
asked. I never
Why would
used
you never
it.
ask that?
I don't know.
That's why you got divorced.
Probably.
I swear to God.
That could be. Actually, you know what? Now you bring it up. I think that was the reason.
It was a face washcloth.
So, all right. So the next day, Rancid Nut says, so I feel a little stupid now. I realized I had not finished listening to Because I Said So. And in that episode, you guys, to my shock, discussed bidets.
What a coincidence.
It may be too
he
late.
asked us about the bidets.
But just in case.
The very next day.
Here's a new question for you, Rich. How do you feel about butt implants?
Okay, this is actually...
I love that you prepped for this.
Yeah, this is actually something I've thought about recently a lot, like in this year.
For yourself?
No, I just
to match
recently...
your calves?
Like, I mean, I knew that probably people have butt implants. I've seen pictures
I would love butt implants.
But I had recently seen like a nude butt implant person, and I found it very intriguing. I don't know if I found it attractive though. Like,
Who did you see?
I don't know her name. She was on Pornhub.
That doesn't count.
How do you know she had butt implants?
It said in the title
Was it, like,
of the
big?
video, butt implants. Yeah, it was obviously
This
butt
brings
implants.
up a really good point. So the other day, I I walked into my bedroom and Casey was on her phone in the bed, stretching out her hips, and that's what we
naked.
did.
No, it was like a real thing.
Oh, okay.
No, it was like a real thing.
Okay.
And she's laughing, and I go, "Why are you laughing?" And she goes, "Oh, just because I know what you would think if you saw what I was seeing." And so she goes, "Here's a picture of Kim Kardashian airbrushed." And here's the same picture, not airbrushed.
And you're like, it looks exactly the same.
That is exactly what I said.
I know what you'd say.
I go, dude. In fact, I love the non one.
Well, because I put it on Facebook, and he goes, I said something, and he goes, yeah, blah, 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 photoshopped. And I'm like, have you seen
You're
this?
You're talking about me. I said.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I looked at it non-photoshopped. It's still a huge, shiny ass.
Right. I'm just saying the hips that she's trying to portray that she had.
She's not trying to portray it. The magazine was trying to portray it.
Oh, she's trying to portray it.
No, it was actually
she could have signed in her contract, I do not want to have skinny hips.
Jesus Christ, my mother. Come on, listen.
Here's the thing. Whatever she has is just insane. Thanks again for putting these together. Seriously, Rich, the time you put into these episodes must be enormous, but they are awesome. Much appreciated. Take care. I wonder why this fucking email made it into the
all the emails make it in. Email us.
I got it.
jaretgoestothemovies@gmail.com.
Annie Almond says, please tell Casey I thought the exact same thing about Teletubbies. Someday in 30 years, England is going to flip a switch and a whole generation is going to rise up and take over the world. LOL. One more thing. Do you think there will come a day when Jaret Goes to the Movies will go on tour? That would be awesome. Come to Chicago first. Annie.
A, totally get the Teletubbies thing, but still Yo Gabba Gabba is going to kill us all.
Okay.
B, are we going on tour?
Why would we go on tour?
We need childcare. I don't know. That fucking show with the guys that just like get each other to go up and ask people stuff is on tour. Like, what are they doing?
I could see us doing like a live show to where we like get on get a venue.
What am I
Everyone
gonna
sits
do?
in a live audience and we all sit around a table and do a normal show, but we have a live audience. That
Can
would
we
be
just
cool.
invite people to the table after the show?
I think we should watch the movie first, though. Like, it should be a deal where it's like, hey.
Everyone watches the movie and then we all talk about it at the table.
all watch the movies.
That is not a show I'd ever fucking pay for.
No,
they
here's
don't pay
the thing.
for it.
You watch the movie, but you don't know what we're going to talk. We haven't watched we have no notes. And then we just get up and do our show.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
David Murray says, this was the best one yet.
Talking about Roadhouse.
Oh, hold on.
Is it Roadhouse?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Are you sure?
Well, not this one because we're just now recording it.
Well, 51st Dates already came
So
out.
David Murray,
just today.
who is was our very first producer, by the way. He was our very first
correct.
$50 sponsor, supporter. David Murray says,
Roadhouse.
this is the best one yet. Even after 2 episodes, when it ended, I still wanted to keep going. Great job, David. So I want to just say this. So if you're digging the podcast, share it, please. Go review it.
Go steal someone's phone and subscribe on their phone and tell them how to turn on the app.
You have no idea how amazing like 1 5-star review is on iTunes or just sharing
And
the
Yelp
podcast.
for Casey Hair.
Sure, all of that stuff. But for real, man, we just love doing this show, and if you guys are loving it as well, like we commit, we literally do it every week. We put a lot of time into it. If you're digging it, please support it. You can go to patreon.com and search for Jaret Goes to the Movies, or you can just go to jaretgoestothemovies.com and you can click on support us. It's $1 a month, like literally $1.
And you get the outtakes for that week.
Yeah,
you get
and
all
then
the
so for
pre-show
$5
stuff.
you get all the archives of outtakes, and then you can get into whatever shit you want. But all we're asking is if you're digging it, support it, share it, review it, and I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been a good one. I think this has been a great study in how we need to do podcasts when Rich is being a dick. So I gotta say, I loved watching this movie again. It was just, it was a flashback. It was a heart attack. It reminds me of a song that I heard back in the day.
And maybe wrote.
No, I didn't write this
Okay,
actually.
just checking.
And it was a song, and it went like this. Flashback! Heart attack! Every time I see your face! Flashback! Heart attack! Oh, you drive me wild!
Is this on the new album?
Oh, no. That was a song from the 80s.
All right.
If you're interested in the new Bowling for Soup album, it's almost done. You can go to drunkdynasty.com. If you want to see us on the road, go to bowlingforsoup.com. If you're interested in what I'm doing, go to jaretreddick.com or just go to JARET2113 on any of the social networks. Rich, you got anything?
My daughter just inked a deal with a management company tonight.
We'll see how that goes. And we will publicize it soon. Casey, you got anything?
If you're in Frisco and you need your hair done, fucking find me. That's all.
I love it. All right, guys, this has been a fun one. It actually has been a really, really fun night. And thank you guys for being a part of it.
Name a night that wasn't fun.
Well,
I can.
I can name one.
Arthur.
That was the one.
Arthur was not fun.
That night sucked.
What about the after show for The Notebook?
Don't remember that.
Oh, that was a bad night.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, it was bad.
Did I get mad?
Yeah, both of y'all were like...
Oh, we got mad at each other?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, my name is Jaret. This has been Jaret Goes to the Movies. We'll see you down the road.